Hello, everyone. This is Suzanne at The Gospel Truth. The reason I named my channel The Gospel Truth is because we have to have the gospel truth behind us in full force and full power to navigate through this world. Jesus has told us many things to do, to obey his commandments, to get wisdom, to get understanding. These are the most important things. And if we don't heed that, your life isn't going to go very well for you. You're always going to be twisting your hands and biting your fingernails and worrying about one day to the next. The Lord tells us to stay in each day, for it has enough evil for itself. We don't need to borrow trouble from tomorrow, and we can't go back to yesterday. So I'm going to encourage you to stay in the day. Seize everything you can out of that day. All right, we are back in our book, A Beautiful Year in the Bible. And we have been reading chapters in the Bible, and after a year, we will have gone through the Bible. After a year, we'll have gone through the Bible in a year. There we go. All right, today, week 5, Trusting God's Unfathomable Nature. Now, I do hope that you're following along with these daily scripture readings. I've been writing them down on a board. I didn't today. I'm going to read them to you. Drop a line in the box if you would prefer me to put them up and hold it up so you can stop it and copy it, or just have me read them. I'd like to know how many are doing the daily readings. And it's okay if you get behind a couple of days. You can always catch up. Don't feel pressured, and if you fall behind, just go where you're at and slowly get caught up. Usually they're only 3 or 4 chapters a day, and very beneficial to our growing in the Lord. If you want to grow in the Lord, you have to hit the book, right? All right, we're going to get right to this. The synopsis is: the Psalms highlight our struggle to understand God's mysterious nature and affirm how trusting in God's greater, unseen plan amidst life's uncertainties leads us to greater faith. I've been trying to push more water. It's supposed to help, so I'm supposed to do a lot of things, so I'm going to try to concentrate on drinking at least one of these a day. I think this is about 32 ounces. Anyway, I digress, don't I? Okay. Trusting in God's greater unseen plan amidst life's uncertainty leads us to greater faith. We have to take that leap of faith. Get a postcard, a little index card, write on it, I will take that leap of faith. Put it on your bathroom mirror where you'll see it every day. And it will help remind you that we believe in the unseen. All right, today's reading is Psalms 12 through 14. And let's see what gives us a little synopsis here of that. The Psalms reflect humanity's deepest yearnings for assurance and understanding. More than just songs, the Psalms are expressions of human curiosity and contemplation, constantly wrestling with the nature of a God who is both intimately known and profoundly mysterious. Spanning moments of joy and sorrow, celebration and fear, these ancient poems seek to make sense of a divine nature that doesn't always align with human logic. If God's ways are higher than our ways, he understands better than we do. Attempting to understand God's work is often like peering through a dense mist. We catch only glimpses of the true landscape beyond. The intricacies of God's grand design often occlude our human perception, shrouded as they are in a mystery. Job echoes his sentiment, saying, God performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that can't be counted. When he passes me, I cannot see him. When he goes by, I cannot perceive him. God's ways are not often our ways. Often, the path laid ahead of us feels unclear. Yet, reading the Bible confirms for us that, for all its ineffability, the divine plan is always working for the ultimate good of the world. Living by faith means trusting that God's intentions go beyond what we can understand or see. When circumstances seem bleak and unsalvageable, like Hagar's fleeing to the wilderness, God sees us, opening new possibilities of which we never could have dreamed. Even when the path is unclear, we can remain rooted in this truth. There is a greater plan unfolding beyond the veil of our limited understanding. Psalm 13 shows what it can look like to exist in this nuanced space. Trusting in God does not prevent the psalmist from giving voice to confusion and sorrow. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? But even still, this psalm reorients us in moments of uncertainty. The writer continues, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me." We are reminded that the goodness of God is eternal, even when it feels unfathomable. When we attempt to fully understand God, we close ourselves off from the expansiveness of God's plan. Where we see boundaries and borders, God intends open doors and invitations. Where we perceive lack, God reflects back bounty. God is unfathomable, but amidst our awe and wonder, we can trust absolutely that God's plan is better than we could ever imagine. I don't know if you can hear my husband in the background. He had to call the hospital. His brother called last night. He fell down in his apartment. He got really dizzy and fell on the floor, and the caseworker got him to the hospital, so he's trying to find out what transpired. His brother did call us last night, so we're trying to get an update. So that's what that's about, if you heard that. All right, reflect. Reflecting on your past. When you have felt unsure of God's plan. Oh, I'm sorry. Reflecting on your past, when have you felt unsure of God's plan? How did you respond to these feelings of uncertainty? How was God's faithfulness evident in that situation? How do you approach feeling uncertainty or a lack of control? How can you find beauty and wonder in the midst of these things? Like the psalmist, how can we embrace both fear and faith, grief and trust? You know, I'm reading this, and since I've matured in Christ, I trust in God's plan, even when I don't understand it. And I've formed this attitude the past few years, let go and let God. So, if you're struggling with those things, you need to talk to somebody, get encouragement, study the scriptures more, find somebody you trust to talk to that's another Christian that could help you. God of infinite mystery, teach us to see beyond our limitations. May we embrace your boundless plans. In awe and wonder, let us trust in you. Okay, this is the readings. I'm going to read them slow, pause, and you'll have time to write them down. Are you ready? Got your ink, pen, and paper? I'll give you a few minutes to do that. This morning, Ron and I went up to our main office of our apartment building. They were having doggy day. We got a nice little bag of treats for him and some poop bags, and they're having a pool party a week from today from 3 to 6, so we're hoping to go to that. So, yeah, they do those nice things for us during the year. It's kind of nice. All right, are you ready? Got your pencil and paper? Day 1, which is today, Psalms 12 through 14. 12 through 14 Psalms. Next, day 2, Romans 9 through 10. Romans 9 through 10. Day 3, Genesis 16 through 19. Genesis 16 through 19. Day 4, Joshua 21 through 24. Joshua 21 through 24. Day 5, Job 9 through 10. Job 9 through 10. Day 6, Isaiah 23 through 28. Isaiah 23 through 28. And day 7, Matthew chapters 11 through 13. Matthew chapter 11 through 13. Okay, that's it for today. I will admit I do have some readings to do. We got in last week. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we've got 3 days to catch up on, and today. So I think tonight we're going to be doing some Bible reading. So, like I say, if you get a little bit behind, don't stress about it. Like, oh my goodness, I'm behind. This is blown. No, not at all. Not at all. We all have busy lives and things to do, but this is a good way to train ourselves to get focused, to stay in the Word every day. That's the whole goal of these readings. And when you get in the habit of doing that, you miss it when you don't do it. And it weighs on your mind and your heart. So let's keep moving forward and keep trusting in the Lord and keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter, what may. I don't know what Ron found out about his brother, but that's kind of concerning us. And, I've got my surgery implant in my knee coming up on September 8th. Ron's got his shoulder surgery, and we've got doctor's appointments in between. But we don't let all of that overwhelm us. We stay in the day, and then I look at the calendar over the next 2 or 3 days and go, okay, we got this and this. Well, tomorrow we're doing this. And it really helps keep you from going insane. And then you don't worry so much about things like when my daughter had they found a spot on her breast, and she had to have a biopsy, and she had to wait for it to come back, and she says, well, Mom, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to sit and worry about it. I mean, it is what it is. I'll deal with it if it happens. She has learned a great lesson in life. Don't deal with things before they even happen. Isn't that a good lesson? All right, you take care. You have a most blessed day in the Lord. Go out and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to run over to Kroger's. I've been on this kick for sweet corn like crazy. It's shameful. But I want to go get me some sweet corn, and there's one other little thing I had to do. I hope it comes back to me. I when I think of things, I really need to jot them down, because all of a sudden it's like, what was I going to do? I don't know. Maybe it'll come back to me. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.